come on out, watch Matt Carpenter and these Cardinals take on the Corpus Christi Hooks for a little Sunday night baseball here at Hammons Field. Alex Figaldi and the Cardinals taking on Chad Donato and Corpus Christi, the Astros AA affiliate. This is game number 106 on this 2019 season for the Cardinals. Well, happy to have you along with us tonight for a little Cardinal baseball on the Jock 98.7 and SpringfieldCardinals.com. Alongside Nate Lucas, I'm Andrew Buckbinder. We've got Gene Muse pushing all the buttons over there at the Jock studio for us. Gonna be another great night here in downtown Springfield, starting off right about 90 degrees or so with a little breeze blowing out to left field tonight. And the Cardinals looking for a series lead against Corpus Christi. A tough club that the Cardinals really have played well against. They are 8-4 against the Hooks coming into action tonight. And they enter off the 3-1 victory yesterday, really bolstered by a terrific pitching performance by Johan Oviedo, who went 7 innings strong with a career-high 11 strikeouts. Alex Figaldi on the mound for the Cardinals. 25 years old. He's out of El Dorado Hills, California, in the Sacramento area. Figaldi wears number 21 on the back of that victory blue jersey tonight. And Alex at 2-1 with a 1.11 ERA through his first 5 AA starts has been outstanding since coming up from High A Palm Beach. 32 1/3 innings for Figaldi this year with 19 hits allowed, 5 runs, 4 earned, 7 walks, and 25 strikeouts. He had gone 6-3 with a 1.99 ERA through 13 starts in High A to open up the year. And as Nate mentioned in the Harbell's Grill and Sports Bar pregame show, named the Cardinals Minor League Pitcher of the Month for the month of May. And he went 2-2 with a 1.57 ERA in 6 starts. So Figaldi with a great track record so far here in 2019, facing the Hooks for the second time. Corpus's lineup begins with the tough left-handed batter, Ronnie Dawson, their center fielder. The speedy right fielder, Stephen Wren, batting second. And the number 3 hitter and left-handed batter, Seth Beer, their first baseman tonight. Alex ready to get this one going. He brings the hands together, working out of the stretch as he always does. And he misses outside with the game's first pitch for ball number 1. 6:14 p.m. The Sunbelt Rentals first pitch time. 91 degrees on the first pitch thermometer tonight. This is fouled away by Dawson up into the Expedia Redbird Roost for an early souvenir. And it evens out at 1 ball and 1 strike for Dawson. 9-mile-per-hour wind blowing out to left center field. And really another beautiful night here in downtown Springfield. 1-1 breaking ball, bends a little bit low for ball number 2. Well, Dawson at the top of this lineup has some power. He's tied with Dylan Carlson, the Cardinals center fielder, for the league lead in home runs with 17 of them. 44 runs batted in total for Ronnie Dawson, a .223 batting average. Fouling it right back into the screen to even the count at 2-2. Ronnie's done some damage against the Cardinals this year as well. He's got 5 of his 17 home runs in 12 games against the Cards. Figaldi trying to put him away to open things up here. 2-2. Outside with a breaking ball. So a full count for Ronnie Dawson. Well, again, our Sunbelt Rentals first pitch time and temp. We are underway, 6:13 p.m. 91 degrees. Three-two from Figaldi, skied high, a pop-up, shallow left field. Nootbaar trotting in is under it. Lars waiting for it to come back down, and he grabs it once it finally does. So it's a game-opening pop fly. Dawson kept in check. And with 1 down and nobody on, that brings up the right fielder, Stephen Wren. Well, really, whatever the time and temperature, you know you're insured, ready-to-work equipment with availability, reliability, and ease with that Sunbelt Promise. You can learn all about the Promise right now at sunbeltrentals.com. Steven Wren, a .256 hitter, 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. First from Ficaldi, pops the mitt right on the inside corner for strike one. Cardinals infield around tonight. Matt Carpenter playing third base. Shortstop is Raider Escanio. Second baseman is Irving Lopez, with the first baseman off the line currently, Jeriel Gonzalez. Good angling breaking ball right on that outside edge. 0-2 for Wren. Back there catching, rounding out the infield for the Cardinals, is Chris Chinea. Working with Ficaldi, who's set up to deal the 0-2. Alex fires, whipping it down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Steven Wren in the batter's box is hitting .256. He's got 4 home runs. 29 runs batted in through 75 ball games. When he gets himself on base, he can really be a menace. 19 steals and only 4 times being caught all year. 1-2, taken outside, a tempting breaking ball. Bent just off that outer corner by Ficaldi. Pulls the count even at 2-2. Cardinals in the outfield tonight. It is Lars Nootbaar out there in left field that made the catch a moment ago. Center fielder is Dylan Carlson, with the right fielder playing shallow, Justin Turner. This one sent in Turner's direction. He glides back, pivots, and puts it away. Couple of pop flies induced by Alex Ficaldi. 2 up and 2 down. Batter coming up is Seth Beer. And Nate, if you look at the career numbers for Ficaldi, he's always leaned more towards being an air-out pitcher, which can be troublesome in a place like Hammons Field, in a league like the Texas League. But the pop flies that Alex induces a lot typically don't come anywhere near.
No, they're more pop-up. They go so high, and I think I'm not sure, if it has something to do with the spin on his ball. I'm not really sure, but they don't necessarily leave the yard. You can't have a career ERA under 2 if you're going to give up home runs.
Seth Beer pulls this one right to Gonzalez at first, who hops to play a high bounce, brings it in and flips over to Ficaldi covering. 1 pitch gets Beer. It's a quick wrap up to a 1-2-3 opening inning, and Alex Ficaldi picks up right where he left off back in his last outing a couple of weeks ago. Scoreless out of the gates. Cardinals swinging away next on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Alex Ficaldi off to a good start tonight. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning a moment ago. And, really in typical Ficaldi fashion, quick outs, efficient, 12 pitches, 7 strikes, 3 up, 3 down.
Last night, of course, he was a great guest on Live at Falstaff with Tommy Parsons, and I asked him about how nice it is to have the outfielders that they have right now. Cable's not playing tonight, but Carlson and Turner with about as much ground as you can cover in center and right field, and Nootbaar had a chance there as well in the left and made the play. So, and those guys know how appreciative they are of those guys running down fly balls left and right.
Here's Matt Carpenter leading off the bottom of the first inning. A nice ovation a moment ago, and a fastball is looked at up and outside. Third straight game at the top of this Cardinal lineup for Carpenter. They do put that overshift on against him, right side. And the 1-0 is lined right back into the screen. Foul ball to even the count at 1-1. Matt worked a walk yesterday. He's got a walk in each of his first 2 rehab games here in Springfield. Taking on the right-hander Chad Donato, who misses up and outside. Ball number 2. Donato this year 1-1 with a 2.53 ERA. Just his 5th outing in AA ball, his 4th start. 2-1 pitch. Bending along the outside edge. Good curveball by Donato to even the count at 2-2. On the infield for Corpus right now, it is Colton Shaver, who remains on the left side of the infield. He's the third baseman, basically playing short right now. 2-2 to Carpenter. A good rip, but he fouled it right back into the screen. On the right side of the infield, the shortstop, Osvaldo Duarte, essentially playing second base. Back in shallow right field is the second baseman, Anibal Sierra. Seth Beer guarding the line as the 2-2 is ripped to right field on a line, and that's going to carry right out to Steven Wren, however. So Carpenter putting a charge into it, but a backhanded catch in right field by Wren.
Well, he has hit the ball hard on a couple of occasions at the plate during this rehab stint, but they've been right at guys. Tough breaks.
Lined out to center field yesterday in his first at bat. This time it's right field. So one down and nobody on. Dylan Carlson up for the first time today. Donato rocks and fires a breaking ball right down the heart of the plate for strike one. In the outfield for Corpus Christi, it is Wren in right field. Ronnie Dawson, who can cover some ground out there in center. This is fouled right back into the backstop. Nothing in two quickly for Carlson. Left fielder for the Hooks is J.J. Matajevic. All working around Chad Donato out there on the mound. Out of the University of West Virginia. 0-2 for Carlson. Taken down and in. A spinning breaking ball. 1-2 for the Cardinals All-Star. Batting .289. Tied with his counterpart in this game. Dawson in center for Corpus. Those two are even atop the league with 17 home runs. Carlson up to 53 runs batted in. And the 1-2 is ripped down the right field line, but he jumped the gun just a hair, and he pulls it foul on top of the Cardinals' office. Oh. Well, it had home run distance on it, but just to the right side of that Chick-fil-A pull out there. So it will remain at 1-2. '94th game of the year for Dylan. And the 1-2 is tapped right back behind home plate. It's a foul ball. We'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Donato had opened up the year in High A Fayetteville out in the Carolina League. He'd gone 3-9 with a 5.84 ERA, 15 outings, 13 starts out there. But has been really very good since coming up to Double-A. Pitch to Carlson is a tapper down the first base side. Donato will leave it. Now it's a scramble to pick it up, and Carlson beats it out at first base. Now Seth Beer thought that his pitcher Donato was going to field it. Donato thought Beer was going after it. And by the time Beer gloved it up and dove back to the bag, Dylan Carlson able to race by safely with an infield single.
We have seen a couple of those over this homestand of just bad communication between the pitcher and the first baseman, not necessarily the Hooks, but you know, on that occasion, Donato's just got to pick up the ball and run it to the bag.
That would have been a really tough play for Beer to field it with Carlson bearing down the line, turn around and flip it to the pitcher. First pitch to Jeriel Gonzalez, down and in for ball one. And similar, I think the Cardinals had one the other night, maybe against Amarillo, where there was that little moment of hesitation between pitcher and first baseman. But sometimes it's the easiest play for the hurler just to field it and keep on running. 1-0 here for Gonzalez. Swing and a foul tip. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And similar to the scenario the other night, it was a fast runner.
Yeah.
You know, and Dylan Carlson obviously flies, running hard on that tapper and able to apply some pressure on the infield.
But at least the pitcher's got momentum going to the bag, where the first baseman has to field and then awkwardly kind of rotate his body and feet.
1-1 coming for Gonzalez. Pitch from Donato, bends a little bit down and in. 2-1. And you know, you see it at second base too. Sometimes when the flip doesn't, it's so close in proximity, when the fielders kind of get too close, that's when a lot of times it goes awry. You need a little bit of room. So Jeriel Gonzalez ahead in the count, 2-1. Carlson on at first base. There's 1 away. Bottom of the first inning. Cardinals would love to take an early lead. And a throw to first base. Dylan dives back.
And to your point, too, about Carlson's speed, I mean, if he's not running down the line, you know, that's a hustle play. That's what's creating the confusion between the two players converging.
Carlson digging off first base. He does have 13 steals this year. And the 2-1 is hammered on a line, deep right field, down the side of the ballpark, and it's gone! Just inside the foul pole, Jerry Gonzalez with a 2-run home run. And the Cardinals strike first with a 2-0 lead. Well, he had gone a couple days without an RBI, and the way that Jerry Gonzalez has been swinging the bat, that's almost unthinkable, as he now has 31 runs batted in 34 games.
That is just a ridiculous stretch that he's on. He got a high fastball and was able to turn on it, just keep it fair. I think it hit the foul pole.
Here's a pitch up and outside, ball 1 for Chris Chenea. Right by that Mediacom sign in the right field Chick-fil-A foul pole. Here's a swing and a miss by Chenea. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chicken is fair, as it reminds us.
Yeah, burgers are a foul.
It's the left line. We can read.
We can.
Barely.
Here's a line shot to left center. It's going to get down. A base hit for Chenea. Cardinals attacking early against Chad Donato. 3 straight hits here in the opening inning. So the base hit by Carlson on that infield single. A 2-run liner right over the right field fence by Gonzalez. And now a base hit by Chenea to get a man right back on. Chris had a 6-game hitting streak close back on Friday. Starts a new one today. Here's Justin Turner. And he hammers the first pitch. A high shot to deep right center field. Dawson at the wall. That ball's gone. Justin Turner belting it out to right center. And it's 4-0 Cardinals. All right, that was majestic. Hit off the fencing out there right by the Missouri Department of Conservation area in straightaway center field. You talk about launch angle, that thing took off.
My goodness, you don't see many hit the rail about halfway up the batter's eye. That was a bomb. You know how long that was? Doesn't say. Whew.
Wow. So a couple of 2-run home runs by the Cardinals. They're swinging away here in this opening inning, and that's going to bring Graham Johnson out, the pitching coach for the Hooks. Burrow Behavioral Health, time to chat Mount visit. Whenever you need to chat, Burrow Behavioral Health is there for you with quality care from experts you trust. Visit burrowcenter.com today. With Burrow Behavioral Health, it's time to chat. 4 runs on 4 hits. Cardinals alternating singles with homers here in this first frame. That brings up a Lowry's Montero. Right-handed batting DH. Just 20 years old and just rejoining the club off the IL yesterday. First pitch to him, bending down and away by Donato for ball 1. 3 men in between second and third. Only Beer remains on the right side of the infield. Big swing and a foul tip by Montero. 1-1. Now the Cardinals put up those 12 runs on 15 hits. They did not hit a home run in that game. That was back on Wednesday. Breaking ball down and outside. 2-1. Amarillo then kept the Cardinals to 1 run in each of the last 2 games. Both Sod Poodles victories on Thursday and Friday. Cardinals edging Corpus 3-1 yesterday as a swing and a miss by Montero. It's 2-2. But, you know, the way that this team has been hitting and playing generally, it felt like they had been, you know, kind of uncharacteristically quiet over the past couple of days. But they are busting out the bats here in the opening inning today. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside edge, so Montero down looking. A good response by Donato out of that mound visit. Now the homers, number 7 for Gonzalez, number 5 for Turner. Two down and nobody on for Lars Nootbaar. Cardinal left fielder set up in the left-handed side, so they shift over to the right side of the infield. And the first is ripped right back through. Base hit screaming its way to center field. Lars Nootbaar attacks that first pitch, and he's got himself a single. Well, the only thing that was not hit on the screws in this inning was Carlson's infield single, but keep in mind he hit one out, but foul just pitches before that. Cardinals are not missing with these swings. Everything is jumping. Man on, 2 down. Raider Ascanio the batter. First one to Raider, foul the right back off the catcher, Chucky Robinson. Ascanio, the number 8 hitter, so the Cardinals have nearly batted around here in the opening inning. Donato is at 26 pitches, 27 after that first one. And he misses outside and high here, 1 ball and 1 strike. They do have Willie Collado warming up down in the bullpen. 1-1. Raider fouls it away. Well, it's not as if, Donato's pitch count, it's at 28, so obviously it's adding up, but he's been throwing strikes. He's been coming after these Cardinals, and they have just been winning the battles. 4 runs on 5 hits as Ascanio checks his swing on a slider outside. That'll pull the count even at 2-2. Nootbaar held at first base by Beer. And Donato delivers. Swinging a fly ball, shallow left field, falling quickly, but in for it is Matajevic, and the left fielder squeezes it for the final out in the bottom of the first inning. But what a start for the Cardinals tonight. A base hit by Carlson, a 2-run blast by Gonzalez, a base hit by Chinea, a 2-run moonshot by Turner. 4-0 Cardinals through 1 on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. With Lorenzo Quintana, the cleanup hitter. J.J. Matajevic and Colton Shaver will follow. First of the frame is tap foul. That one going right back into the Cardinal catcher, Chris Chinea, who is holding a not good area to get a foul tip. Chris is in a lot of pain back there. They're going to come check on him. Cardinals trainer Chris Whitman and manager Joe Krusel. So hopefully Chris is going to be okay back there. That was a foul tip that got him in the lower abdominal area for strike number 1 to Quintana. Well, a reminder coming up tomorrow, we've got Monday Night Baseball, of course, 6:30 start time. And then on Tuesday, we've got the Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield school supply drive. So all fans that donate a school supply on Tuesday can purchase a $1 ticket to that ball game. And then Tuesday, of course, a Great Southern Bank Dollar Dog Day where you can enjoy dollar hot dogs. You can get in for $1 and chow down for $1.
What a deal.
And help us do some good. Now Chinea's up on his feet. All collected school supplies will be donated to the Foundation for Springfield Public Schools. Distributed through the district after that. And then the Cardinals hit the road for a little stretch. back for a quick 4-game series in August. It'll be August 8th through the 11th, taking on the Arkansas Travelers. That is going to be a big 4-game set. Right now, Springfield and Arkansas tied for first place in the second half standings, as Chinea is apparently okay and going to stay in the ball game. And they're going to give a couple of practice tosses to Figaldi, practice catches for Chinea. Well, Figaldi says he's okay. The umpire wants him to do it, so he'll do it. So Lorenzo Quintana back into the batter's box. The count 0-1. 4-0 Cardinal advantage early on here on this Sunday. Alex set up, hands together. And a breaking ball bounced down the third base side and hit off the backside of the base. It's a fair ball. Digging past first and into second is Quintana. Boy, a tough break for the Cardinals on a double for Quintana that skipped off the very back point of third base. Obviously, anything that hits off the bag is fair, so that is a double for Quintana down the left field side. His 12th double of the year. Brings up the left-handed swinging J.J. Matijevic. 2 games already done around the Texas League today. They played them early in Northwest Arkansas and in Midland. Naturals beat those Amarillo Sod Poodles 3-1. Yeah, the Rockhounds topping the Tulsa Drillers 4-1. Good news for the Cardinals in that sense. First pitch for Matijevic is a little bit outside, ball 1. Arkansas is in Frisco. They had a 6:10 start time as well, so they're in the middle of the second inning with the Travelers ahead of the Frisco Rough Riders right now, 1-0. Cardinals would love if Frisco could win that ball game. 1-0 for Matijevic is tucked on the inside edge. Plays perfectly by Figaldi to square the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Matijevic hitting .247, 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Cardinals with a little shading on the infield to play him to pull it. And the 1-1. Sliding a little low at the last moment for ball number 2. Now the Cardinals are wearing these alternate jerseys, the victory blue jersey tops with that old school style Springfield birds on the bat. Kind of a throwback to the 40s. Interlocking STL logo on the left sleeve. And the all red caps on this Sunday. As the 2-1 pitch is lasered foul into the netting above the Corpus dugout. Evens the count at 2-2. Alex Figaldi with the Cardinal red cleats. He always sports those red long sleeves as well, no matter the temperature. With the dry fit style long sleeve shirt on underneath the jersey top as he peers in, working from the far third base side of the rubber. Game number 44 for J.J. Matijevic. 2-2. Tap foul, fighting off a curve from Figaldi. Now the Fabian Cats St. Louis Cardinal update in case you missed the game earlier today. The Astros did polish off the series win, taking the finale up at Busch Stadium. Final wound up being 6-2. Dexter Fowler did hit a pinch hit home run in the 9th inning. Other RBI belonged to Rangel Ravelo on an RBI double, which came in the 6th inning. 2-2 is hammered deep to right field, but tailing foul. Matijevic, similar to what Carlson did in the 1st inning, just swinging out a little bit too soon, but had home run distance for sure. That'll keep it at 2-2, however, with Quintana at second base and nobody down in the top of the 2nd. Figaldi set right above the belt buckle. 2-2. Lofted foul, fought away to the left field side this time, out of play. Well, our Cardinal updates, as always, brought to you by our friends at Fabic Cat. From the large machine operators to the small business owners and all the others who do the work that matters, Fabic Cat is here to help you along the way. Together, let's do the work. You can learn more at FabicCat.com. 2-2 count. Fagaldi looking for the punch out here. He fires, and it is called strike 3 right at the kneecaps. Fagaldi firing it in at the bottom of the zone, freezing Matajevic. It is his first strikeout today. There's one down with one on in the second. Well, Matajevic put in about as good of a fight as you can against Alex Fagaldi. It took 8 pitches. But Fagaldi won the battle with that K. Quintana remains at second base. The batter is Colton Shaver. Big right-handed hitter, batting .244, 7 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Out of the stretch, Fagaldi deals. Fouled back, out of play. Strike 1 for Shaver, who's playing third base today. He had a base hit in 3 at-bats yesterday against the Cardinals. Overall against Springfield, has swung a good bat. 8 out of 26 with 3 home runs in just 7 games. 0-1 pitch. Down and outside, breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's no question that these hooks can hit some home runs. They lead all of Double-A with 127 round trippers so far this year. Whataburger Field it's a good ballpark to hit it out of. The wind is typically blowing out to left field, but it is far from the best home run hitters park in this league. Is a swing and a miss here by Shaver, and he's down 1-2. I think Hammons Field probably lends itself to home runs a little bit better, just somewhat wind notwithstanding. Also typically have a breeze blowing out to left here at Hammons Field as well. I don't know if any ballpark right now, perhaps in the country, can compete with Hodgetown, which has become very quickly the league-leading launching pad. Here's a fly ball, shallow left center field, cutting over is Carlson into the gap. He grabs it on the fly and fires it in to hold the runner Quintana at second base. So the catch by Dylan Carlson, it retires Shaver. 2 down for Chucky Robinson coming up. Robinson, right-handed batting catcher. .221 hitter with 6 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Big leadoff second base for Quintana. Angling up the middle to cover is Lopez. Little pull side shading against the right-handed swinging Robinson. Fagaldi starts him with a breaking ball, pending down and outside. Ball 1. 4-0 Cardinal lead on a couple of 2-run home runs in that bottom of the first inning. Jeriel Gonzalez and Justin Turner driving him out. Outfield is playing as shallow as they can to try to keep Quintana from scoring on a single. 1-0 pitch is outside. 2-0. Quintana's DHing for the second straight day today, but he is a catcher, so perhaps not record-setting speed out there. And not necessarily a lock to come in on a base hit, though he will be off on contact with 2 away. Robinson, no padding gloves, right side, resting the bat on the back shoulder. 2-0 from Fagaldi. Right on that outside corner, a perfect fastball for strike 1. Chucky Robinson in an even batting stance. He went 2 for 10 in the 3 games in Northwest Arkansas as he takes outside. Into a better hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike. Robinson had a good big league spring training with the Astros. He hit .308 in 13 big league ball games before the season started. 21st rounder out of Southern Miss in 2016. 3-1. Fouled back out of play. So Fagaldi battling it full in the count at 3-2, trying to get Robinson to get out of this second frame. Alex needed only 12 pitches to navigate through that 1-2-3 opening inning. They've made him work a little bit harder here in round 2. That last one was his 19th pitch of the inning. One on, two down, a full count. Fagaldi settling on the sides with the catcher back there, Chinea. And the 3-2. Swing and a miss by Robinson. Fagaldi fires it right by that rib. It's an inning-ending K. And Alex Fagaldi with 2 strikeouts leaves a man at second base. Cardinals lead it 4-0, coming back up for more in the bottom of the second on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Cardinals picking it back up here in the bottom of the second inning. It is a 4-0 Cardinal lead early on. Alex Fagaldi with 2 scoreless to start his night on the mound. And the Pats jumped on Chad Donato in that bottom of the first with singles by Carlson and Chinea, and 2-run home runs after each base hit by Gonzalez and Turner. Irving Lopez, Matt Carpenter, and Dylan Carlson coming up. 9-1-2 for the Cardinals, and a pretty good 9-1-2 at that. They shift over to the right side of the infield. Only the third baseman Shaver remains on the left side. He's shallow at third. Donato delivers, and it's lined to shallow center field. Dawson has to pull up and play it on the bounce. Cardinals right back at it here in the second with a leadoff single by Irving Lopez. First pitch swinging. These Cardinals are coming out aggressive against Donato. That brings up Matt Carpenter with a man on. Carpenter opened up the first inning with a hard hit liner that carried out to the right fielder Wren. They stay in that shift to the right side. Shaver, the third baseman, basically playing short up the middle. Breaking ball bends down and in for Carpenter. Ball 1. Beautiful night here in the Ozarks. Little breeze blowing out to left center field. Donato with the 1-0. High fastball taken by Matt for ball 2. Lopez is being held on by Beer over there at first base. The shortstop Duarte is basically playing second. Sierra deep on the right side. And the pitch bends in at the kneecaps. Carpenter thinking a little bit low, but got the strike call from Mike Carroll. 2-1 count for Matt. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times in this rehab assignment, and it's only a matter of time before he gets a hold of one. 2-1 backdoor breaking ball on the outside edge, gets the strike call. 2-2. Carpenter disagreeing with the strike zone, as were the majority of the fans here. But it'll be 2-2. I still remember a couple years ago, Matt Carpenter joined the Cardinals for a rehab assignment and hit one beyond the wagon gate. As this pitch down and in, ball number 3. In right center field, the wagon gate here at Hammons Field, and there's kind of the path, the driveway down to the shack back there. Brock Phipps, Derek Edwards groundskeeping shed back where they keep all the equipment, and Carpenter sent it down through the driveway. 3-2, Lopez goes. It's put in the air, hit hard down the left field line, but tailing foul up onto the berm. A Souvenir out there. Had another full count pitch with Lopez back to first base. That was back, I believe, in 2016. Brandon Moss was rehabbing at the same time. Pretty good little lineup put out with Carpenter and Moss. I think hitting leadoff and fourth. This one fouled back by Carpenter, knocking it off the roof. That is sailing back down below for another souvenir here at Hammons Field. Had to keep it full once again, with Lopez returning back to first base. Cardinals ahead by 4 runs, looking for more here in the bottom of the second inning. Chad Donato, the right-hander, works from the far first base side of the rubber, and he's trying to find a way to get Matt Carpenter out. 3-2, Lopez goes, swing and a miss, strike 3, throw down to second base, and it's dropped by Duarte, so Lopez is safe with the slide. I think he might have gotten Duarte's hand a little bit sliding in there, but Duarte looks like he's okay, shaking his hand out. So it is a steal and a strikeout. Carpenter retired. Lopez in with his first steal in Double-A ball this year. 1 on, 1 down, and Dylan Carlson digging in on the left-handed side for round 2. Lopez at second base. Donato steps off the rubber, wants to go back through the signs with his catcher Robinson. Dylan picked up the infield single that served as the catalyst in the opening inning. First pitch to him here is on the outside edge with a good fastball by Donato. Carlson with 53 runs batted in this season. Oh, 1 delivery. That slow bending breaking ball hooking on the backdoor edge. 0-2. Carlson with runners in scoring position this year is batting .278. Leads the team with 36 runs batted in, 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 homers. 0-2 from Donato. High fastball. Dylan able to keep that bat back in a check swing. So the count 1-2 for the 20-year-old from Elk Grove, California. Having his best professional season. Even stance, left-handed side in the pitch. Up and outside, it'll go to 2-2. Carlson leads the league in 4 different categories, home runs being one of them. Also 76 runs, the top total. 2-2 is hooked on a line right to the second baseman, Sierra, who gloves it in. It's a line out to retire Carlson. Good base running by Lopez in the sense that he didn't run. Stayed close to second base and able to scamper back over there without a play. A lot of times you see that runner get doubled off on a play like that, a quick line out behind him. But Irving right back to the bag. That gives Jeriel Gonzalez a chance for a 2-out RBI. Gonzalez already with a 2-run home run today. First one to him, outside and low, ball 1. With that home run, Gonzalez is up to a .310 batting average in Double-A, 7 home runs, 31 runs batted in. And that is all in 33 full games. This is his 34th in Double-A ball. 1-0 pitch, up and outside, taken for ball number 2. Gonzalez opened up the year in High A Palm Beach. Also has played 7 games in Memphis where he hit 3 home runs. So overall, across the 3 levels, Jeriel is batting .268 this year with 10 homers and 56 RBIs. Got 15 doubles as he takes a breaking ball, dipping down and in for ball number 3. 3-0 count for the 25-year-old from the island of Puerto Rico, San Sebastian, Puerto Rico. Trying to bring in Lopez right here. 3-0 pitch taken a little high. It's a 4-pitch walk to put Gonzalez on board. So he'll fill up first base. Lopez stays put at second. And the batter is Chris Chinea. Two on, two down. Chinea coming up. He's already 1 for 1 with a line drive base hit in the opening inning. That came right after the 2-run home run by Gonzalez. Yeah, the first to Chinea here is lasered in there by Donato for strike 1. Chris's single in that inning, really a big hit in the sense that it kept the foot on the pedal. Sometimes home runs can be rally killers. As great as they are, by themselves, obviously. A breaking ball is up and outside, 1-1. The next guy after a home run, such an important at bat, though. But to try to keep the pressure on the pitcher, get a man right back on base. Chinea did just that. And then tried it home on the towering shot by Turner. Here's a pop fly right side of the infield. Foul, but playable for Beer, who is able to bring it in with a backhanded grab, staring up into the Ozark sun. It is the final piece of a scoreless inning here in the second. Cardinals leave a pair, but they lead it 4-0 through the first two.
Top of the third inning, and the Cardinals have a big lead already in this ballgame, 4-0, thanks to a couple of home runs. Jeriel Gonzalez is 7th, and Justin Turner, an absolute unit out to center field. And 2-run dinger for Justin, and it's 4-zip just like that. They've out-hit the Hooks 6-1 on a beautiful evening here at Hammons Field in Springfield, Mo. Wind continues to blow out to left. I think that's picked up a little bit here in the last half inning or so. Flags on top of the manual scoreboard are sailing away out there. Here's the first pitch to Osvaldo Duarte, and he swings through. Fastball from Fagaldi at 89 miles an hour. It's 0-1. Fagaldi, 25 years old. Works out of the stretch and comes ready. Getting the sign from Chris Chinea, his battery mate tonight. The 0-1 is on the outside corner at the knee. Strike 2. Duarte sort of leaned back. Duarte is listed 5'9". Could be a little generous as the 0-2 pitch comes in and it's high. Duarte hitting .223 with 11 home runs and 40 runs batted in. He's the 8th hook to hit in the game. The Cardinals have already gone through their lineup once. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Fagaldi carves him up with a good breaking ball. His 3rd strikeout of the game, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And now the 9th place batter, Anibal Sierra. Sierra's 1 for 24 over his last 6 games. And the Hooks 8 and 9 batters in a bit of a funk. Duarte and Sierra. They hit 8 and 9 respectively last night. And here's the first to Sierra. He rips it left center field. Nothing short about that. And there's a hit. And there you go. So Sierra is a base runner. 2nd hit of the game for the Hooks. And with 1 out, the lineup turns over to Ronnie Dawson. It was a wild day of Major League Baseball today. Lots of good games, and as the pennant race heats up, fun to watch. A lot of these teams competing. Chicago Cubs blew out the Milwaukee Brewers today at Miller Park, and that place was basically Cubby blue. I mean, there had to be majority Cub fans there. They usually travel well. It's only about an hour to Miller Park from Chicago, but my goodness. Pitch is low for a ball. Milwaukee, though, still taking 2 out of 3 from the Cubs in that series, despite losing 11-4 today in a career game for Kyle Schwarber. Grand slam. Here's a pitch up and outside to Ronnie Dawson. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to left. Madison Bumgarner got a win today. Lots of eyes on Bumgarner as the Giants continue to fight their way for a wild card spot, but all sorts of talks about will Will Smith get traded, Bumgarner get traded, and Bruce Bochy's last year at the helm. Here's a throw over to first to keep an eye on Sierra. And perhaps one of the most surprising headlines of the day comes from the New York Mets, who all the talk in the last, several weeks in regard to sellers, buyers, as a 2-0 pitch is swung at and missed by Dawson, 2-1. And the Mets made a trade today. It's been reported that the Mets and Blue Jays have made a trade, and New York is close to acquiring all-star pitcher Marcus Stroman for the Toronto Blue Jays. Throw over to first. And back in safe is Sierra. Now, the Mets are 5 games under 500, and they're 6 games back of the National League wildcard race. 6 teams are ahead of them. And they were rumored to be sellers, with Noah Syndergaard likely going at some point. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Dawson, evens the count at 2-2. But they've already got, that pitching staff, Jacob deGrom, Noah Syndergaard, Jason Vargas, Zach Wheeler, and Steven Matz. And now you add Marcus Stroman to the mix. 28-year-old right-hander made his first All-Star appearance this year. He's gone 6-11 in 21 starts, but he's playing for a bad Blue Jays team. His ERA 2.96. And he's affordable. There's a swing and a foul straight back. He's got a $7.4 million salary, and he's not eligible for free agency until after the 2020 season. So the Mets seeking value, and they pull in Marcus Stroman, and maybe the longest odds of any team that you heard even to be reportedly interested in acquiring talent, the Mets. The Pond Scum Mets. There's a 2-2 pitch, and it's swung on and fouled back. Trade deadline is on the 31st of July, and St. Louis, who just wrapped up a 12-5 stretch, 17 days straight of playing baseball, embarking on this tough series of teams that they're playing against, and losing 2 out of 3 to the Houston Astros. They've got the Cubs coming into town on Tuesday. They'll have an off day tomorrow, but John Mozeliak and Mike Gersh have some decisions to make, and I think starting pitching was a pretty obvious issue in this 3-game set against a very good hitting team against the Houston Astros. A swing and a foul by Ronnie Dawson. And this is a long plate appearance for Dawson. He's got a 2-2 count, 4-0 Cardinals here in the top of the 3rd. When the Cubs arrive on Tuesday night, they're going to be competing for first place in the National League Central. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Busch Stadium. And those will be sellout crowds for certain. A lot of Cubby Blue will make their way down I-55 from Chicago. The 2-2 pitch to Dawson is up the ladder, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Then you had a game in Kansas City, right up Highway 13 from here. And Trevor Bauer, who has been rumored to potentially be being sought after by different organizations, was getting removed from the game by Terry Francona as a swing and a foul tip goes in and out of the mid of Chinea to keep Dawson alive. And Bauer, if you haven't seen the video, launches a ball from the pitcher's mound over the center field fence in frustration with probably his own performance. But Terry Francona went out and, then the umpire has to throw a new baseball out because the manager's got to take the ball. There's a 3-2 to Dawson, and ultimately Fagaldi wins that battle. A strikeout, his second in the inning and his fourth in the game. And there are 2 outs here in the third with a runner at first. I've never seen that before in the major leagues. And Bauer threw a little temper tantrum and threw the ball over the center field fence. And Francona, when he got out there, was like, what in the? He pointed him back to the dugout and said, get out of here. And I actually think that Major League Baseball should suspend Bauer a game for that. There's Steven Wren, and a strike pumped in. And I like Bauer. I follow his stuff on social media and think he's a really intriguing talent, very in-depth with his pitching endeavors, and kind of a cocky attitude that he does not shy away from. 0-1 pitch is up and in to the batter, Steven Wren. But I think that was a horrible look. And either internally the Cleveland Indians should do something about it, or Major League Baseball should. You can't just throw a ball over the center field fence as you're getting pulled from the game. That's not a great look for all those kids. Here's Wren ripping a ball over the leaping shortstop and trickles into the glove of Nootbaar out and left. And Steven Wren, he's now hitting .258, second hit in the inning for the Hooks. And I went back and looked at what Wren did against the Springfield Cardinals last year, and he had some big games at Hammons Field. In fact, he produced 6 multi-hit games against the Cardinals. And there were 2 games in late May in which he put together a stretch. May 30th and May 31st, he went a combined 6 for 10 with 3 runs scored, 16 total bases, and 3 home runs. 7 runs batted in. Steven Wren looked like Babe Ruth in late May here a year ago. Seth Beer is the batter, and this is high for a ball, 1-0. And I remember when we were bringing the Hooks to town and looking at the roster, I said, how is Steven Wren still on this team? Maybe he just needs to play more games at Hammons Field. Well, he's a good defensive outfielder, and certainly at this ballpark tears the cover off it. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch from Fagaldi is a ground ball to second. Lopez wraps it up and will throw to first for the final out in the Hook strand 2. Cardinals coming to bat next, up 4 runs on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 3rd inning at Hammons Field. Alex Fagaldi, good work, taking care of business in the top of the 3rd inning with 2 on and 2 out, inducing the 4-3 ground out off the bat of Seth Beer, dangerous 3rd place hitter in the Hooks lineup. And the Hooks have stranded 3 runners in the game. Meanwhile, the Cardinals all over Chad Donato in the 1st inning, scored 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 homers. And they were looking for more in the 2nd inning. After a leadoff base hit by Irving Lopez, he stole second after Carpenter struck out. A line out, Gonzalez walked. And then Donato was able to induce a foul out off the bat of Chinea to escape more trouble. Justin Turner tagged him for his 5th home run earlier in the game, and a strike beneath the knees, 0-1 on Turner. Turner's home run was an absolute bomb out to center field, and it caromed off the metal post railing that sort of barricades the Missouri Department of Conservation batter's eye. There is a strike into Turner. They're going to call a swinging strike on that, or was it a called strike? I don't think it really matters, but it was a check swing by Turner, and either way, he's behind 0-2. Right-handers next to Turner. A curveball called strike 3, 75 miles an hour, and he flips it in there and records his 3rd strikeout of the game. Now a Lowry's Montero. Montero went down swinging in the 1st inning. 27th game at Double-A. Last night making his return. 1st game since May 26th. And the 1st pitch is a wide strike and called. 0-1 on the curve to Montero. A Lowry's The 0-1 pitch to him. Another curve, and it stays up to the right-handed batter. Montero is 6'3", 215 pounds. And the pitch to him, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Montero. MLB.com rates him as the number 4 prospect. And his 2018 was magical. Check swing, they say he went around, and he's a strikeout victim for the second time tonight, and that's now 4 in the game for Donato. You look at his numbers, they are video game-like in 2018. 322, 15 home runs, 69 RBIs, 28 doubles in 103 games. And that is what has Montero pole vaulting into the top 5 in the Cardinals' top prospect list. Here's Lars Nootbaar, and he takes low for a ball. Nootbaar is 1 for 1, a sharp base hit, singled up the middle. And he hits here with the bases clear. 3 hooks on the right side of the infield. And the 1-0 pitch from Donato. Curveball on the outside edge, strike 2. 1 and 1. An 8th round pick by the Cardinals just a year ago out of Southern California. The 1-1 pitch, Nootbaar, another smash on the ground to second. Gobbled up, though, by Sierra, and he goes to first for the 4-3 putout, and the Cardinals go in order in their half of the third. 4-0 Springfield as we go to the 4th on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Top of the 4th inning. And a sparse crowd here at Hammons Field on this Sunday evening. If you're in the area, come on down, catch a little Sunday action. Big groups down the left field line, rocking the Cardinals caps. And they're eating well in the Redbird Roost.
Always do.
They really do, don't they? You put cheese on anything up there. And they do, I would guess.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, there's a few reasons why, but, you know, you bypass all that at the ballpark. Until you have to have a bypass. Then you might not put so much cheese on everything. Here is Lorenzo Quintana. He's got some pop, doesn't he? Here's the pitch to him, and he swings and dribbles one foul, third base side. Home run he hit yesterday was ripped out of here. I mean, he got a hold of his 11th home run. 4-0 Cardinals. They've out-hit the Hooks 6-3. And Fagaldi's 0-1 pitch is hit sharply to third, and Matt Carpenter stays with it on one hop, throws across the diamond, and picked out of the dirt there by Gonzalez for out number 1. Nice play by Carp.
He hasn't had too many. Had 2 putouts yesterday. That is his first opportunity today. Fagaldi, of course, primarily an air-out pitcher. He's got a couple of Ks as well, so there haven't been too many groundouts, but there really haven't been too many opportunities for Matt Carpenter to get some of that rust off at third.
Cardinals' primary third baseman in the big leagues this season. And J.J. Matajevic swings and misses, strike 1. It is kind of amazing when you think back on Carp's career. He broke into the big leagues, and mostly just because you had, you know, players occupying the infield spots. He was left field, and then the Cardinals put him at second base for a long time, and the 0-1 pitch is over but low, 1-1. And then with the absence created when Pujols left and the Cardinals had the rotating cast of first basemen, Lance Berkman, Matt Adams, he sort of took over first base. And then with the acquisition of Paul Goldschmidt, they put him over to third. And the 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul off the foot of Matajevic. But there's a guy, you talk about, you know, versatility, and we were mentioning that last couple of games. Bring several mitts.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to try a new position because it just might keep you in the big leagues. And then, of course, Carpenter's bat has allowed him to play at an all-star level. This ball is hammered, and it's caught by the first baseman, Jeriel Gonzalez. Line drive, he was protecting the line, he went up and snagged that baseball right into the web. What a catch. He's got some ups.
Wow, that was great. Timed it perfectly, fully extended, reaching up, kind of almost behind him at that point. Able to just take away what would have been a short double by Matijevic.
That's just got to be frustrating if you're Matijevic. You hit a baseball that hard and it goes right into the glove. Here's Colton Shaver, and this is outside for a ball.
Well, to your point about Matt Carpenter, he has started 602 games in the big leagues at third, 212 at second, 313 at first, and 51 in the outfield.
Wow.
Or no, 25 in the outfield, excuse me.
There's a 1-0, swing and a miss. That's it? That's all in the outfield? 25?
Yeah, it looks like it. 7 in left field and 19 in right field.
And that had to be way early on in his career. I'm guessing 11, or when did he? 12?
Let's see. Research department is clicking on all cylinders here.
Look at those interwebs working. Here's a strike thrown in there by Fagaldi. 1-2.
It looked like it is mostly 2012.
Yeah.
A couple of games in 2013 and a couple in 2014. Those weren't even starts in those last couple of years, just kind of shading out.
There's a high drive out to left, and you can send that baby out of here. Colton Shaver just sent one well over the berm in left center field. Carlson turned and gave it one look, and so did Nootbaar, and they both watched it sail out of Hammons Field for a long solo home run. And Shaver's got his 8th, and the Hooks are on the board. It's a 4-1 Cardinals lead.
That goes zipping by the Coke bottle?
Well, it certainly didn't see it very long, yeah.
Wow.
That was one of the longer ones.
430 feet.
4-3-0.
According to Kelly Heath and TrackMan.
Shucky Robinson, he sprays one down the right field line, but Turner hustling back, still going, reaches up, makes the catch. Running into the wall in right. The athleticism shown there by Turner. A home run gets the Hooks on the board, but the Cardinals still lead 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Alongside Andrew Buckbinder, I'm Nate Lucas. Bottom of the 4th inning, 4-1 Springfield Cardinals. He went down in order against Donato in the 3rd. Donato, now you have to go back to the Lopez, who got a single off him to begin the 2nd inning. Last hit the Cardinals registered, so he did allow a 2-out walk to Jeriel Gonzalez in the 2nd, but 7 straight batters have passed by without a single of any sort, and Raider Ascanio leads off, and the first pitch to the Cardinal shortstop is burned in there at 91 miles an hour for strike 1. And Donato delivers an 0-1 pitch on the inside corner, ruled ball, 1-1.
Well, Donato needed 31 pitches to get through that first inning and needed then just 31 more to get through the next 2.
Swinging a foul tip, and it seems like with some of the success, his pace has picked up a little bit too. I mean, he almost quick pitched that 1-1 offering to Ascanio. Rocks back, and the 1-2 pitch is looped into right field. Steven Wren is there. He'll find it in the clouds kind of covering up the blue sky overhead, and that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. I found it interesting, and I don't know where he got the stat, but he said it as a matter of fact today. Tim McCarver on the Cardinals telecast, he said that Wade Miley is the fastest worker in all of Major League Baseball.
Huh.
Here's Irving Lopez. Pitch to Irv is a strike called. Now, there were no metrics given to back up that claim, but he does work fast, and he did say it's a matter of fact, so I'm going to buy it. The 0-1 pitch is a strike called. Curveball in their 0-2.
Says, I wonder if there's an intern somewhere that has to time every pitcher.
Well, I'm sure there's a number for it, as this ball is skied foul, third base line, and will find the seats 2 rows deep. I'm sure they track that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness, they track how many hours of sleep you get, what you had for lunch yesterday. Something as pertinent as pace, I would guess, is going to be thrown into the mix. We'll have to ask the drillers when they come back. They usually have all those numbers figured out.
They do. Dennis Higgins is on top of it.
That's right. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Caroms off the shin pad of Chucky Robinson behind home tonight. As the Hooks give up that third base line against Irving Lopez, who's behind in the count 1-2. Lopez dropping down, hitting 9th tonight with Matt Carpenter on deck. And the 1-2 from Donato. Lopez goes up, chases a heater from Donato, and he goes down swinging.
So I guess that would be measured by what? Time in between pitches thrown to measure a pace of a pitcher? Because you certainly can't do it based on total time. Starts might be different lengths. You'd have to do it at rate. Right?
Yeah, like time, ball back into his glove.
Yeah.
Time in between each pitch. I really don't know. Here's Carpenter's first, and it's up and in, ball 1. I do know this. The defense behind a pitcher who's working quick is very thankful at any level. The 1-0 pitch, Carpenter hits it foul, and so are the broadcasters, and so are the managers, and so are the fans, and so are the... everybody enjoys a fast-paced pitcher. Although it doesn't do you any good if you're a fast-paced pitcher and you're just getting rocked, I suppose. 1-1 to Carp is high, ball 2.
Now, some guys can work too quickly. There's definitely a window, a sweet spot of pace and tempo, and it's different for everybody.
2-1 to Carpenter is inside, ball 3. Adam Wainwright has always been a very quick-paced starter. Chris Carpenter was, he would stand on the mound and he would yell at you if you weren't in the box. 3-1 is a curve dropped in for strike 2. Chris Carpenter is probably the best pitcher that I've seen on a regular basis. Here's a 3-2. Carpenter hits it into the shift right side. Picked by Sierra deep on the right field grass and throws sidearm to first to get Carpenter. As the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 against Donato, he has been sharp in his 3rd time through the order. And we'll see how that spans as we go to the 5th. Andrew will tell you about it. 4-1 Cardinals on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network.
Now the Missouri Department of Conservation has a message about getting certified as a hunter. Missouri adults 16 and older can complete hunter education training all online. The online course includes engaging video and animation on hunter safety, firearm safety, ethics, regulations, and wildlife management. You get the flexibility to learn at your own pace, access 24/7, and no in-person skills session required. Learn more about the Missouri Department of Conservation's Hunter Education Program at missouriconservation.org/hunter education. Is deer season coming up?
Oh yeah, hunting season is absolutely right around the corner.
Fall and winter, right? I'm not certified. Clearly.
You could go to those education
online.
classes.
Maybe we'll do it as a couple.
Okay.
Here's the first one of the fifth inning. It's right on the outside edge. Strike one to Osvaldo Duarte. Cardinals lead this game 4-1. And Alex Figaldi back to work here in the top of the fifth inning, taking on Duarte, Sierra, and Dawson, 8, 9, and 1. Breaking ball down and outside, 1-1 for Osvaldo. Cardinals put the overshift in play against him. Tony Gonzalez remains on the right side of the infield. This is game 2 of the 4-game series. Cards trying to make it 2 wins in a row. Swing and a miss here by Duarte, climbing the ladder on a high heater by Figaldi, sneaking by that swing. 1-2. Figaldi got him swinging back in the third inning. He was strikeout victim number 3, rung up by Alex. 4 total strikeouts so far through his first 4 out there on the mound. 1-2 pitch is a bouncer to third, backhanded by Carpenter, right inside the line. Long throw to first base, and it gets Duarte by a stride. Good play by Matt Carpenter on that bouncing ball. 1 down to open up the top of the fifth. Hannibal Sierra, the batter. Number 9 hitter for the Hooks, their second baseman. They picked up the second hit of the day for Corpus. It was a 1-out base hit back in the third inning. First from Figaldi here, grazed foul by Sierra for strike 1. Tomorrow night, 6:30 first pitch. Gates open at 5:30. As of right now, at least, expecting Matt Carpenter to continue his rehab assignment here at the ballpark tomorrow. Swinging strike here for Sierra, 0-2. And then Tuesday night, Great Southern Bank $1 hot dogs. And the Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield School Supply Drive. You can donate a school supply and purchase a $1 ticket for Tuesday night's ball game. Breaking ball outside by Figaldi, taken by Sierra. That one came up and I think got a piece of the leg of Christianea. 1-2 count here for Sierra. Now those Travelers are still up 1-0 in Frisco. It's the top of the 6th inning down at Dr. Pepper Ballpark. Cardinals started the day in a tie with Arkansas for the top spot in the second half North Division standings. As Figaldi deals, and it's called strike 3. Right at the knees, Figaldi burns it in there. Sierra down looking for strikeout number 5, dealt by the Cardinal righty. 2 up, 2 down. Ronnie Dawson coming to bat with nobody on. Dawson digs in, left-handed side. He's been kept 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. And the first is lined to shallow center. It's going to dunk down for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Ronnie Dawson. On for the first time today. And that is going to be it for Alex Figaldi. As Joe Cruzel walks out to the mound, it is going to be a Mr. Oil Change Express pitching change. Mitchell Osnowitz has been warming down there. And with Figaldi through 2/3 of the inning, in his first start back from the IL, Cardinals will make a switch here at 72 pitches and hand it to the bullpen. It's a good outing for Figaldi, getting back into the swing of things after those 2 weeks off. He exits with the Cardinals ahead 4-1. And it's Mitchell Osnowitz taking over on the mound when the 5th inning continues right after this quick pitching change break on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Back here in the top of the 5th inning, some Sunday night Cardinal baseball here at Hammons Field, where it's 4-1 Springfield. Alex Pagaldi done for the day at 72 pitches. 4 2/3 innings of work for the Cardinals starter, whose line is open with Dawson at first base. And will give way to Mitchell Osnowitz. Big right-hander out of the bullpen. Osnowitz is 28 years old. He is out of Bloomington, Illinois. 6'5", 245 pounds. And has been outstanding through 8 AA outings so far. He's gone 1-0 with a 0.87 ERA, 10 1/3 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 5 walks, and 11 strikeouts. Dawson held on at first base by Jeriel Gonzalez. The batter is Steven Wren, number 2 hitter for the Hooks. Set up on the right-handed side. Wren waiting as Osnowitz spins and fires over to first base, but Dawson back diving. Dawson has had a little bit of mixed success on the bases this year. He's got good speed and has stolen 12 successfully, but he's also been caught 7 times. Angling breaking ball, dipping a little bit low. Ball number 1 on the first pitch for Wren. Now the Cardinals came out swinging in this ballgame with a couple of 2-run home runs in that opening inning. Jeriel Gonzalez and Justin Turner muscling them out. Hooks got on the board with their only run so far, at least, in the line of Pagaldi, as a fastball is zipped over the outer half, 1-1. That was the solo home run hit by Colton Shaver in the top of the 4th inning. So all 5 total runs up there on the board have come on the long ball here tonight. Throw to first base, not in time. Dawson diving back in. Beautiful night for baseball here in Springfield. One. Swing and a miss. Osnowitz firing it right by the big cut of Wren. 1-2 on a fastball. Wren is 5 out of 21 against Springfield pitching this year. They've done a good job against him. He does have 2 doubles and 1 run batted in. That across 6 games. Fastball put on the ground, sharply left side, gloved up on a tough bounce by Lopez, and he fires to first in time. Irving Lopez with a nice play on a high hop on that grounder. Able to take care of a 4-3 putout, however. Good work by Osnowitz to strand that runner at first base. Midway through this ball game, it's 4-1 Cardinals on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Oh man, great controversy in tonight's Herman Lumber inflatable musical chairs game. Gentleman was going toe-to-toe with the young lady. Chivalry is officially dead. He stole the inflatable musical chair, ran away with it, and swiped away the title in glorious fashion.
He was cheating, too.
It's a better way to put it. Having a good time here on this Sunday night at Hammons Field. Thanks for joining us on the Jock 98.7 and SpringfieldCardinals.com. Hey, Lucas, Kelly Heath, I'm Andrew Buckbinder. We've got Gene Muse producing the broadcast for us. Back at the Jock as Dylan Carlson takes a spinning strike right down the heart of the plate. A good breaking ball fired in there by Chad Donato. 4-1 Cardinal lead. Carlson puts it in the air, shallow right field. In for it is Wren, and he's got it for the opening out. Dylan 1 for 3 today with a base hit and a run. 1 down, and the base is empty for Jeriel Gonzalez.
Sounded like it broke his bat, didn't it? Just came off a little flat.
Yeah. Kind of that empty crack to it. Oh, Gonzalez cracked one on out of here in the opening inning. A 2-run home run. Takes a fastball zipped in by Donato for strike 1. Really just great work by Chad Donato to save this outing. Cardinals with two two-run home runs in that first frame as Gonzalez gets into this one. A deep drive to left field. Back on it, Matajevic at the wall, and that ball is gone. A solo shot for Gonzalez. His second of the ball game. It's 5-1 Cardinals. Matajevic almost able to rob it out there. He's still looking back, trying to figure out how he missed it out there in deep left center. But Jeriel driving another one out of here. 2 home runs for Gonzalez today. He becomes the 4th Cardinal with a multi-home run ball game this year. Yeah, the first to Chris Cheneas on the outside edge for strike 1. Up to 8 home runs now. Gonzalez 3 runs batted in. He's got 32 on the season. 1 ball, 1 strike for Chenea. And the pitch to Chris popped up, foul side of first base. Beer giving it a look by the dugout of the Cardinals, leaning into the dugout. He's able to pick it out of the air. And that was done just about perfectly by Seth Beer. Going right up against that top step. Leaning in, keeping his balance. A clean catch. And a second quick out.
Both of Gonzalez's home runs. Donato's got to be thinking, how much higher can I throw a pitch? The pitch that he belted out to right was way up and out of the zone, and that one was too. Tremendous power.
I feel like Turner's was as well as Justin steps back in. And he rockets it into the Expedia Redbird Roost. That one over by the buffet. 0-1 for Turner, who pummeled one to right center field. Really pretty much straightaway center field. That was the second 2-run shot back in the opening inning. Takes a breaking ball down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Turner's home run in the first inning, his 5th of the year. Up to 16 runs batted in. Takes a curve, cutting on the backdoor edge for strike 2. Cardinals with 3 homers today, 2 by Gonzalez. He joins Dylan Carlson, Irving Lopez, and Kramer Robertson as the Cardinals this year, who have hit 2 out of the park in 1 ball game as Turner shrinks out of the way of ball 2. And the count evens at 2-2. No Cardinal has ever hit 3 home runs in a single regular season ball game. 2-2 by Donato. Up and outside, ball 3. And a full count here for Turner. Two down, nobody on. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Donato with a good breaking ball. Able to win that battle against Turner for an inning-ending K. Jeriel Gonzalez, though, strikes again with another home run in this ballgame. This time it's a solo shot, and he makes it a 5-1 Cardinal lead through the first 5 innings. Nate Lucas back with the call right after this on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network.
Top of the 6th inning, 5-1 Cardinals. They've out hit the hook 7-5. No errors in this second game of 4 between these two. And Mitchell Osnowitz will deliver the first pitch here, the 6th, and it's up and out of the zone to Seth Beer. Beer is 0 for 2. Grounded to first and grounded to second. And he leads off here in the 6th. Lefty batter against Osnowitz, sprays it deep left field. Long run for Newport. He looks up and that ball's gone. Home run for Seth Beer. That's his 14th of the year. And the Hooks now 1 run closer. It's 5-2, and that home run that Gonzalez just hit feels like it gave you a little bit of breathing room.
Now Seth Beer's on a pretty good pace. He's got 14 home runs in 61 AA games. Started the year in high A ball. And he's just got some pretty solid power out of that left-handed side.
First pitch to the batter, Lorenzo Quintana backs up Quintana, and Chinea is hurt. He caught that ball awkwardly, and his hand is stung. And Chinea, oh man, hope he's all right. It almost looks like he
well, I think he might have a
dislocated.
Yeah, I think he might have a finger injury.
Oh, he knew it too. He came right off. He dropped the glove, and he's going to walk down and out of here. And Chris Whitman, oh man, that you can feel it up here, can't you?
Yeah, he walked over to the dugout, and he was kind of signaling with his right hand. I think he was saying, I got to come out.
Yeah.
And holding his left hand, trying not to look at it. And hopefully it'll be an okay face. Sometimes those, it's easy for us to say, sometimes those look worse than they end up being long term. But, oh.
Well, now the Cardinals are going to have to summon Brian O'Keefe from the bullpen. So he's going to come in to the game and catch. Be a straight up move. But Chinea has just worn it tonight. Remember, earlier in the game, he took one right off the cup. He also took one off the heel. And here it appears that his hand injury is significant enough to warrant just removing himself from the game. And certainly we hope Chinea is okay. And now O'Keefe will come in. Now the question, though, becomes who will get to catch the bullpen?
Well, they might put the bat signal up, and coach and scout Nick Longmire might get that honor.
There's never a dull moment, is there?
No, and hopefully Chris is okay. He's been swinging a really good bat, having a nice year, and looked like on the replay he just kind of tried to catch that ball, and it got him right around that thumb area.
Couldn't even watch. The 1-0 from Osnowitz, and O'Keefe catches his first strike of the game. So O'Keefe, he was already in the bullpen, dressed and ready to go, so he just comes from the right field Ozark Fence bullpen, and here he is catching. Here's a smash to short, takes a high hop on Ascanio, receives it just above the belt, and throws over to first to retire Quintana. And that is out number 1 here in the 6th. So with Quintana retired, Matajevic to the plate. J.J. Matajevic is 0 for 2. Struck out looking, and he lined out to first, and a great play by Jeriel Gonzalez, who has been really a key cog in the reason the Cardinals have a 5-2 lead. This ball is hit sharply just past the glove of Irving Lopez at second and into right field. And that time he hit a line drive, and Matajevic, he points to the sky and goes, there we go. Had to get that one by a defender, and it just did as Lopez lunging to his left. If Matajevic would have seen Lopez make that catch, I'm sure he'd be thinking the baseball guys just didn't have it in the cards tonight.
Especially after he just barely missed a catch, robbing Gonzalez of a home run in left field back in the 5th.
He's got a big lead at first base. Mitchell Osnowitz, the Cardinals pitcher, in relief of Alex Fagaldi. And this is a dribbler. Third base side off the bat is Shaver. Osnowitz picks it up, throws to first, and gets Shaver 1-3. Matajevic hustles down to second base. Almost like a swinging bunt there by Shaver, who already has a home run in this game. And Chucky Robinson, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a line out to right, will hit as Osnowitz tries to escape trouble here in the top of the 6th inning. Already a run home on Seth Beer's 14th home run of the season. And Robinson, the old school look with no batting gloves, holds it down on the knob and stands deep in the right-handed box, and the pitch to him is a curveball on the inside corner at the knee. Strike 1. Good pitch by Mitchell. Robinson, who has hits in 5 out of his last 6 games, But if you go back a little bit farther than that, in a bit of a slump at the plate, he's just 8 for his last 42. The pitch home outside, taken by Robinson. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carpenter's over at third base, and if you're wondering what he's done tonight, hit the ball hard in the first, lined out to right, struck out in the second, and hit into the shift. 4-3, retired back in the 4th inning. He has had some nice plays at third. A 1-1 pitch is hit down the right field line, but that'll go foul. The play that he made on Duarte in the 5th inning was probably the toughest play he's had at third base in his first couple of games here on a rehab assignment. John Mozeliak today, president of baseball operations in St. Louis, telling the media that Ozuna and Molina are still a couple of weeks away, he thinks. The 1-2 pitch, and Robinson cannot hold off. A hard breaking ball by Osnowitz, and Robinson goes down swinging. The Hooks strand a runner at second base. They hit a home run to make it 5-2. Cardinals still in charge of this ball game. We go to the bottom of the 6th on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. New pitcher into the game for the Corpus Christi Hooks as we've got a Mr. Oil Change Express pitching change, and it's Willie Collado, number 31. He takes over for tonight's starter, Chad Donato, who's on the wrong end of a 5-2 Cardinals lead. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Springfield will have a Lowry's Montero, Lars Nootbaar, and Raider Ascanio. We are getting into some all-Texas League name categories here. A Lowry's, Nootbaar, Raider, Collado. Up here we got Andrew Kelly and Nate. It's a little easier. Oh, you gotta love Sunday baseball, don't you? Another nice evening. Mike Schilt bobbleheads. Courtesy of the Lauren Cook Company. Given away to the first 2,000 fans here tonight. And they're having fun. And if you're watching the MILB TV feed, that's not us. Although some days I do feel like that young kid in the blue glove. And here we go. Here is a Lowry's Montero, and the pitch is out of the zone high. This game also being broadcasted on television today. But we kept Andrew in the radio booth. I don't know how we did that. He's big leagued us last couple of games. Here's a 1-0 to Montero, and it's off the end of the bat foul. 1-1. Ned Reynolds and Scott Bales on the television side of things, but that young fan you saw up there with Ned, it was not Scott Bales. This is a pitch, that's a strike. And it's 1-2 on Montero. Slightly crouched stance from the right side, and he chases a bender from Collado for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And here comes Lars Nootbaar. Final line on Donato, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs. He served up 3 homers. 2 to Gonzalez and 1 to Justin Turner. And the pitch to Nootbaar is slugged into center field. That'll drop down. Center fielder Dawson had him played basically 10 feet from the warning track. And Nootbaar just poked it out to shallow center and takes another base hit, and he is turning into, again, I think what we all like, just spraying the ball all over the field and finding hits. Here is Raider Ascanio. Ascanio has 4 home runs. When he hits them, they really travel. And looking to get the run back that the Hooks registered in the top of the 6th. Little excuse me swing, and that ball grounds into the first base side dugout. Well, tomorrow it'll be like old times. Field coordinator and former Springfield Cardinals manager Johnny Rodriguez is in Springfield for a few days, and so he said, hey, why don't you pop over to the radio station and do an hour of the morning show with us? So he'll be there at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Swinging a foul tip hung on to by Robinson, and Ascanio's behind in the count 0-2. So Johnny Rodriguez, the former skipper a year ago, managed the Springbirds for 2 years before being named the field coordinator for the Cardinals in their organization. And he roves around to all the minor league spots. And he'll take your phone calls and whatnot tomorrow on Jock 98.7 from 10 to 11. This is way outside to Ascanio, 1-2. Infield coordinator, excuse me. I dropped the IN in. As Collado comes home with it, and it's looped into shallow center. And Dawson will trot in and make the catch. Back to first base goes Nootbaar. And there are 2 outs at the bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals leading 5-2. And here is Irving Lopez. Lopez tonight 1 for 2 with a stolen base. He's got some dirt on that left pant leg, sliding into second base. He's also been active in the field tonight. And Lopez skies one to center field. Dawson, a busy man out there in this inning, will trot back, make the catch, and retire the side here. Cardinals strand 1 in their half of the 6th. 5-2 Springbirds on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. We got a Mr. Car Wash pitching change. Roel Ramirez, 3rd arm used tonight by Joe Krusel. Fagaldi went 4 2/3. Allowed 5 hits and 1 run. Struck out 5 of the 19 batters that he faced. And then good work by Mitchell Osnowitz going and getting 1 1/3. 2 hits, 1 earned run. Struck out 1 and allowed the home run to Seth Beer. And now it is Roel Ramirez. Mr. Car Wash for $19.99 a month. You get that unlimited Wash Club membership. Wash as often as you'd like. All sorts of locations around town here in Springfield. Mr. Car Wash, great value for $19.99 a month. As Avaldo Duarte leads off and he rips it up the middle on the ground, base hit. And the Hooks have a leadoff base runner against Roel Ramirez and the Cardinals. Ramirez, right-hander for the Cardinals with good velocity. 24 years old. He last pitched against Amarillo on the 25th of July. 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 2 and struck out a batter. Hooks are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in this game. They've stranded 5. Cards are 0 for 2. They've stranded 4, and they've got a 5-2 lead here in the 6th. Pardon me, the 7th, as this ball is run foul on the ground past the bag at third. Carpenter gave it a chase and let it roll past. Duarte is 1 for 3 in the game after that base hit. Hooks' hit total is up to 8. Both teams with 8 hits. Cardinals, though, have hit 3 home runs. And the Hooks have hit 2. All of the damage tonight via the long ball. The 0-1 from Ramirez, a long pause, and he finally delivers in the pitch, swing and a miss, and that change dropped right out of the zone. A good one from Roel Ramirez. And it's quickly 0-2 on the 9th place batter, Anibal Sierra. Sierra's 1 for 2. His base hit came in the 3rd, put it past Carpenter and Ascanio and into left. Sierra is hit into 9 double plays. Roel would like that turn. The 0-2 throw over to first to check on the runner, Duarte. Duarte has 17 steals, but he has 0 steals since July 2nd. You got to go back always the last time he tried to put the wheels in motion. With the Hooks down 3, probably not a running scenario here. pause, the 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a foul. Good hack there by Sierra. So the Cardinals losing Chris Chinea in this game to an apparent hand injury. And Brian O'Keefe is inserted into the 4 spot. And he will try to navigate the Cardinals pitching through the remaining 9 outs they'll need to secure game 2 of this 4-game set. The 0-2 pitch from Ramirez. Runner goes, and it's hit on the hop to third. Carpenter plays it perfectly and throws it over to first to retire Sierra for out number 1 here in the 7th inning. A hot shot over to third base, and one hop into the mitt, stayed in front of it, and was never a problem for Carp. Runner gets to second base. Duarte, who was running on the pitch, no chance for a double play. And with 1 out, the batter is Ronnie Dawson. Dawson 1 for 3. A fly out to left, a strikeout, and a base hit back up the middle. Left-handed batter against right-handed pitcher. Ramirez looks to second and now delivers a little, swing, and it dribbles foul. Pretty fancy cleats that Mr. Dawson's got on. The New Balances and the powder blue look, matching the secondary color of the Hooks uniform tops. Navy blue would be their primary. It's like Tar Heel blue. Nice compliment. I've always liked the Hooks jerseys. The 0-1 pitch is outside for a ball, 1-1. Dawson played his collegiate ball at Ohio State. Earned himself an invitation to spring training at the Astros spring training complex, which is brand new. Here's a ground ball to second base. Lopez charges, waits, and then Fields throws, gets his man. 4-3. And very close to where the Cardinals complex is in Jupiter. The Astros building a brand new facility in West Palm Beach. And despite a recent trend of teams moving out to Arizona, they decided to stick around in the Grapefruit League. And West Palm Beach, a great area of Florida. Batter is Steven Wren with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Ramirez looking for the final out here, and he dials in strike 1 on the outside corner. Wren is 1 for 3 in the game. His base hit came in the 3rd inning. He's also flown out to right, and he grounded 4-3. Right-handed batter against Ramirez. He comes with a high set, then drops the hands to his belt. And his 0-1 delivery sails outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at third is Duarte. Then a ground out to third. And then Dawson bounced it over to the right side. 4-3. As the Cardinals right now lead by 3. 5-2 in the 7th. Ramirez. 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. All finals across Major League Baseball, though the Sunday night game is in Boston, Yankees and Red Sox. And the Yankees have just torched, or pardon me, the Red Sox have torched the Yankees in the first couple of meetings of that series. Last time they met, they were across the pond playing in London for the inaugural series. And of course, next year it'll be the Cardinals and Cubs. The 2-1 to Wren, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It looks like the Yankees have a 4-2 lead in the 6th inning of their contest, according to the Matt Gifford manual scoreboard out beyond the left field bullpen here at Hammonds. Runner at third, 2 outs. And Ramirez's 2-2 pitch rises high, 91 on the gun from Roel. One of the most iconic structures of any minor league ballpark, a manual scoreboard. Three and two on Wren. O'Keefe sets up away, and the pitch is hit up and over Lopez and into shallow center, and a 2-out RBI single for Wren. Scoring from third is Duarte, and the Hooks continue to claw back into this game. It's now 5-3, and they have scored in 3 out of their last 4 offensive innings. The RBI for Wren is his 30th, and that was a good plate appearance. Just worked the count, ultimately full, and not trying to do too much. Stuck the bat out and had enough power to just line it over the second baseman's head. And now a home run would tie the game, and it's Seth Beer who's already gone deep once. The pitch is a ground ball off his foot, and they're going to rule it foul. So Seth Beer is either a tremendous actor, or the Cardinals feel like they just got gypped out of a final out. I mean, Beer had no chance of beating it out. Brian O'Keefe is saying, that didn't hit him. Take a look at the replay. It's going to be very tough to tell, I think. I don't know. It's so hard to tell, but Joe Krusel is upset. Jeff Gorman called it. He was the first umpire to put his hands in the air, which I don't really know whose call that is. I mean, I would think it's the home plate umpire's decision to call foul. See, Gorman threw his hands up first. I think that's probably what Krusel's upset about. I mean, initially the ball rolled up the first base line. It was going to be an easy 3 unassisted putout for Jeriel Gonzalez and the Cards. And then Gorman ruled foul because Beer was hunched over. Now, the tough part in all this is that if Seth Beer actually did roll it off his right foot, well, then I feel bad for him. But if not, kudos. Put that on the list for an Academy, if anybody still watches those bogus awards. 0-1 on Seth Beer. Runner at first, 2 out, 5-3 game. Cardinals ahead. The pitch is popped up. He gets under it. Third base side. Matt Carpenter finding it. Backpedaling onto the left field grass and making the catch. Albeit not exactly the most comfortable looking catch. He still brings it in. Time to stretch at Hammons Field. 5-3 Cardinals on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. And we're in the bottom of the 7th inning, where the Cardinals have a 5-3 lead. All their damage tonight done via the long ball. 2 home runs by Jeriel Gonzalez. He's got 3 runs batted in. Justin Turner hit a 2-run shot also in the first. And the Cardinals will have the top of the order due up. Matt Carpenter, Dylan Carlson, and Jeriel Gonzalez. It was 4-0 before Colton Shaver hit his 8th home run of the year. That was in the 4th. Cardinals got one back on Gonzalez's 2nd. Long fly ball out to left. Make it 5-1. And then in the top of the 6th, Seth Beer went deep to make it 5-2. And then that RBI single by Steven Wren in the top of the 7th made it 5-3. It's still Willie Collado on the mound for Corpus Christi. It almost looks like, if you're watching MILB TV, that Bales is sitting on Ned Reynolds' lap because of that camera angle.
It's kind of like Ned Santa.
That's right. We had Christmas in July, but I don't know if Ned was Santa. Oh, man.
And if you are watching on MILB TV, that's not us.
That's what I said earlier. That's not us. Yeah. That is not us. No.
2 good-looking gentlemen that they are, of course.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're the TV lights, you know. They got to look good. They put on all the makeup over there, don't they? This is outside, 1-0 to Matt Carpenter. Matt in the game is 0 for 3. A line out to right, a strikeout, and a 4-3 ground out. And this is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Collado rocks back, 2-0 pitch. Strike at the knees, 2-1. Carpenter expected to be here perhaps until the end of this homestand, which ends Tuesday. The 2-0 pitch is a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Carp. And Collado's 2-2 pitch to Carpenter, just missing. 3-2, perhaps a touch high, maybe outside. Chucky Robinson held the pitch, so home plate umpire Mike Carroll could see it for an additional second, but did not ring up Carpenter. Tyler Olson rung up Carpenter yesterday. And the 3-2 delivery is hit in the air to left center field. Long run in for Matajevic, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Carpenter 0 for 4 tonight at the plate. And now Dylan Carlson. Carlson got the rally going in the first inning with a base hit up the first base line. That there was some confusion between Donato and the first baseman. Ultimately, Carlson beat it out. He would come around and score on Gonzalez's 7th. Of course, Jeriel has gone on to hit his 8th as well in the game. With 1 out, the base is clear. Carlson takes outside, ball 1. Cardinals 5 runs on 8 hits. Hooks 3 runs on 9 hits. Third baseman is in on the grass. He charges as the pitch comes home, and Carlson taps it to first, and they call that fair. And Carlson's trying to say that that hit his foot, and they're going to say 3 unassisted is the play, retiring the Cardinals center fielder Dylan Carlson.
Wow.
I actually thought that one may have grazed his foot.
I thought so too. We just saw a replay of it, and it looked like it. And Dylan's not really one to try to pull that maneuver off.
Cruzel's fired up.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. I mean, I almost heard that one. You know, there's no way to be completely sure, but I don't know. 3 unassisted is how it goes, and it takes the bat out of the hands of one of the most prolific players in the league. So, give some credit to Collado, though. He got Matt Carpenter to fly out to left, and he gets that 3 unassisted ground out. Now Gonzalez, who's been a menace here tonight for the Hooks, swings and misses. He's got 2 home runs. He's also walked in the game. And the switch hitter batting left against Collado takes outside, ball 1. A multi-home run game for Jeriel Gonzalez. He's up to 8. And the pitch comes home, and it's in there for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gonzalez. The home runs, by the way, snapping a 0 for 8. Gonzalez has been on such a stretch offensively. And here's strike 3 called. He goes down looking. Collado, 1, 2, 3 through Carpenter, Carlson, and Gonzalez. And the Hooks trail by 2 as we move to the top of the 8th. Andrew will tell you all about it next on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network.
Top of the 8th inning at Hammons Field on this Sunday night. It is a 5-3 Cardinal lead. And a couple of changes defensively for the Cardinals. Matt Carpenter is done for the night. Wrapping up his rehab assignment today. As of right now, we are still expecting Matt to be back with the team tomorrow, continuing along the homestand here at Hammons Field. But done for the night as Jeriel Gonzalez slides over from first base to play third base. Zach Kirtley checks in, a defensive sub at first. And Kirtley will take the lineup spot of Carpenter at the top of the order as well. Roel Ramirez right back out there with his first of the inning, fouled back into the screen by Lorenzo Quintana. Strike number one. Cardinals ahead 5-3, top of the 8th inning. Springfield trying to keep it a 2-run advantage late in this ball game, and see if they can't take each of the first two here against these tough Hooks. They play Quintana to pull it. He crouches down low on the right side, and he fouls it right back up against the press box windows. Raider Escanio shattered one the other day, and I think Quintana just took out another. Oh, tough week for the press box. Here's a foul tip back into the screen, 0-2. And somewhere, our terrific stadium operations director, Aaron Lowry, just felt like a cold breeze, as he now has yet another window to oversee the replacement of up here. Well, that window did not stand a chance. Quintana bounces it foul and takes out a cup from the backstop wall. It was on top of that little half wall. Somebody had their soda up there, so Quintana's doing all sorts of damage. He's 1 for 3 today with a double and 2 groundouts. Ramirez, 0-2 pitch, half swing. He goes around. It's back to the screen, though, and taken off and getting to first base is Quintana. That's a strikeout, wild pitch. No out recorded on it, despite the K, which is Ramirez's first on the ball game. But as it bounced away from Brian O'Keefe back there, the Cardinal catcher, really not much he could do about it. Opening the window for Quintana to dart down to first. So the Hooks have a man on. That brings up J.J. Matajevic, left-handed batting left fielder who represents the potential tying run. Kirtley holds on the runner, Quintana at first base. Gonzalez shallow at third. First one for Matajevic is on the outside edge. Good fastball by Ramirez. No balls and a strike for the left-handed batter. Well, Matajevic is batting .247, 6 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Out of the University of Arizona. 0-1 from Ramirez. A little bit low with that fastball. Matajevic was second-round pick in 2017 by the Astros. Wrapping up his college career as an Arizona Wildcat previously. Takes on the inside edge. Good fastball by Ramirez. And the count 1-2 for JJ. He's 23 years old. He's from Pennsylvania originally. And the Cardinals playing him to pull it out of that left side. 1 on, nobody down. 1-2 count. Ramirez set up to fire away. And he gets a swinging strikeout. Matajevic can't connect on the 1-2 pitch. Ramirez puts him away for the first out of this inning. Technically 2 straight strikeouts by Roel Ramirez, only one of them carrying an out with it. Good sinking off speeder out of the right hand of Roel. Here's Colton Shaver, big right-handed batter, already with a home run today. First one to Shaver, bending on the inside edge. Strike number 1 with a tough slider by Roel Ramirez. Hooks are at 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors out there. Cardinals are at 5 runs, 8 hits, and no miscues on their side. 1 on, 1 down. Kirtley holds on Quintana. Fastball down and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quintana struck out swinging on a wild pitch, able to get to first base to open up the inning. And a swinging strikeout retired Matajevic. Shaver's homer in the 4th inning is his 8th on the year. Throw to first base, step it back over Quintana. Shaver set up right side. 1-1. Down and outside for ball number 2. Now Shaver came up to Double-A ball just back on June 16th. Made his debut against the Cardinals when Springfield was down there in Corpus Christi. Or actually when the Hooks were up here, I should say, at Hammons Field. He had a 2-home run game back on June 23rd, that Sunday before the All-Star break against the Cardinals. As the 2-1 is lined to left center field. That's going to get down in the gap. Carlson flying over there, fields it, throws to third, but Quintana slides in just safely. And following him into second base is Shaver with what will likely be a base hit. Taking third on the throw. Perhaps, might be a double. We'll see how it's ruled. Quintana came out of that slide with a little limp over there. And Joe Cruzo will take the opportunity to come out to the mound. That might be all for Roel Ramirez. So the Hooks are set up here. They've got the 2 potential tying runs in scoring position at second and third. And we do indeed have a Mr. Car Wash pitching change, with Joe going to the bullpen. And a new right-hander taking over on the mound for the Cardinals with 2 on and 1 away. Top of the 8th inning, and the Cardinals trying to hang on to a 5-3 lead when we come back after this pitching change break on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. I've got a Mr. Oil Change Express pitching change here in the top of the 8th inning. Hooks are threatening to tie this ball game. Cardinals still lead it 5-3. But Corpus has Quintana at third base. He reached on a strikeout on a wild pitch that bounced far enough away to get him on. 1 out later, a double into the left center field gap by Shaver. So there are 2 hooks on the potential tying runs in scoring position both. And the right-hander Connor Jones will check in and try to get the Cardinals out of this jam. Chucky Robinson coming up. He's 0 for 3, right-handed swinging catcher for Corpus. Cards have led this ball game since the bottom of the first when they hit a pair of 2-run home runs. Gonzalez and Turner. Hooks got 1 back on a home run of their own off the bat of Shaver back in the 4th inning. Cardinals counter that with a solo shot by Gonzalez, his 2nd home run tonight. Corpus, though, with single tallies in the 6th on a home run by Beer, and in the 7th on a base hit by Wren. Connor set up, the right-hander from Virginia Beach. High kick in the first to Robinson, swing and a miss on a good breaking ball. Jones, a former 2nd rounder out of the University of Virginia. A 1 pitch is lined down the right field side. It's a fair ball inside the line. In from third is the first run, Quintana. Robinson goes sliding into second base safely as Shaver scores as well. A game-tying 2-run double off the bat of Chucky Robinson. And the Hooks have completed the comeback after the early deficit tonight. Now Chucky just able to keep it fair inside the right field line with a line drive. 12th double of the year, up to 28 RBIs. And now Corpus is threatening to take a late lead here with Robinson at second base. Only 1 down in the inning. And Osvaldo Duarte, the batter, taking a strike on the inside edge. 32nd appearance for Connor Jones this year. 0-1 record, 4.42 ERA. 36 2/3 innings with 39 hits, 18 runs, 28 walks, and 39 strikeouts. 0-1 to Duarte. Down and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor's really been pitching well of late. He has a 1.38 ERA in his last 10 appearances. 13 innings, 2 earned runs over that stretch. 1-1. Tailing down and outside for ball number 2. Two and 1 count here for Duarte on the right side. Robinson off second base. Lopez covering. Swing and a miss here. Evens the count at 2-2. That good biting curveball by Connor Jones. Hooks have scored in 3 straight innings through the back half of this ball game. 2-2. Is bounced to the left side of the infield. Ascanio glides to his left. He fields and fires to first just in time. Raider Ascanio able to hustle it over to first base with a quick throw to get Duarte 6-3. Robinson does scoot down to third on the ball, but they're 2 away. That'll bring up Anibal Sierra. Well, the Hooks have done a good job here in the past couple of innings of hitting with runners in scoring position. They are 2 for 8 in total on the night in those opportunities, but Steven Wren with a big 2-out RBI base hit, cleaning up an opportunity in the 7th inning. Chucky Robinson with the 1-out game-tying double a moment ago that played it a pair. Now a chance for Sierra to collect a 2-out hit and provide what would be the first Hooks lead all night. Connor Jones and the Cardinals trying to avoid all of that. Breaking ball slides over the outside edge for strike number 1. Sierra's 1 for 3 today. He's got a base hit, a strikeout, and a ground out to third. Jones, that high kick, the 0-1. It's a tapper down the third baseline, foul. And it's 0-2 for Anibal Sierra. Returner from the 2018 Hooks team. '25-year-old from Cuba. And now his 4th season within the Astros system. 0-2 is lofted to shallow right center field. Hurrying back on it, Lopez, and he's there for the over-the-shoulder grab. Irving Lopez able to run it down in shallow right center. And the Cardinals avoid allowing the Hooks to take a lead. But Corpus does tie it up on the 2-run double by Chucky Robinson. All even at 5 runs apiece with the bottom of the 8th next on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Cardinals picking him up here for the bottom of the 8th inning, and all of a sudden a brand new ball game. It is 5-5. Springfield really controlled the first half of this game. They led it 5-1 through the first 5 innings, but the Hooks not dismayed by any of that. Chipped it down with 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and tied it up with 2 in the 8th inning. And really, that has been a formula that the Cardinals have employed at times through this winning month of July. They've took out of some early holes themselves, but tonight, a little bit of a dish of their own medicine. So Brian O'Keefe will lead off. O'Keefe set up right-handed side. And the first one to him is skied high, shallow right field. Wren trotting in for it is there, and he's got it for a quick first out. One down to open up the bottom of the 8th inning. Justin Turner coming up. Turner 1 for 3 today. This is his first time facing Willie Collado. Pins a slider on the inside edge, strike one. Boy, Collado is going to deserve a ton of credit if the Hooks can end up winning this ball game. Keeping the Cardinals bats quiet through the back third or so of this game as he pins one down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. So often the forgotten part of any comeback is the pitching side of things. Breaking ball put in the air. Turner gives it a ride to left field, but it's about medium deep and into the mid of Matajevic, who puts it away. So Justin 1 for 4 today with that 2-run home run back in the opening inning. 2 down and nobody on for a Lowry's Montero. It seems simple, but sometimes in a comeback scenario, you just kind of focus on the offense coming from behind. But the first step of any comeback is to stop the other team from adding to that lead. And boy, Corpus has done a good job of that today. As Montero shoots it foul down the first base line, strike one.
And you could sort of feel it coming. I mean, the home runs by Gonzalez were nice. The one that the solo shot that made it 5-1, but Corpus just kept kind of stringing together hits and scoring one at a time.
0-1 for Montero, ripped at and missed. It's 0-2. And Chad Donato, you know, if you go back to the first half of the game, obviously he gave up those 4 runs on 2 home runs in the opening inning. But Donato able to stay in this game and finish off 5, really a big part of it as well. Pop up right side of the infield. The first baseman Beer is there, and he's grabbing it for the final out. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th inning. So another good frame by the right-hander Willie Collado, keeping that brand new 5-5 tie intact as this game ushers along to the 9th on the Missouri Department of Conservation and Cardinals Broadcast Network. Another good one coming down to the wire here at Hammons Field. It's a 5-5 ball game. Top of the 9th inning. Connor Jones right back out there, the Cardinal right-hander. And we'll be up against the top third of this lineup with Ronnie Dawson, Stephen Wren, and Seth Beer swinging away for Corpus Christi. Bottom of the 9th inning in Frisco right now. The Rough Riders are trying to come back. They trail the Travs by 1. It's 3-2. Cardinals entered the day tied with Arkansas for the top spot here in the North Division second half standings. So that is obviously a game of great interest to the Cardinals. And it has gone final with Arkansas winning. Ronnie Dawson on the left-handed side. Jones starts him off with a fastball, ripped to third, another grab by Gonzalez. Well, he's robbing line drives at every corner tonight. Oh, he jumped up and robbed one at first base earlier. And this one was screaming towards him, and he just reached up and grabbed another one down, this time at third. Quick out here in the top of the 9th inning. Dawson now is shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. It was Matajevic earlier. Fastball outside edge, strike one for the right-handed batter, Stephen Wren. Wren has got 2 hits today, a couple of base hits with an RBI. Pop out to right field and a ground out to second as well. This fastball up and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike for Wren. One of those guys in the lineup that you always sort of look at and identify as critical to try to keep off the bases. 19 steals, only 4 times being caught. Fastball down and in, ball number 2. Wren can wreak some havoc on the bases and really just kind of throw everything out of kink, as you got to sort of pay a lot of attention to him, not to mention the batter. 2-1 for Wren. Bins on the inside edge. Good breaking ball by Jones, evening out the count, 2-2. Speaking of base running, Nick Heath has been promoted up to Omaha by the Royals. He was on a terrific pace this year at 50 steals. Here's a near miss down and away. Full count for Wren. Heath and Lee, those two outfielders in Northwest Arkansas that we saw so much of through the first half of the year. Nick Heath had 50 swipes, Khalil Lee had 42. And Khalil might end up passing him. 3-2 is a screamer right back up the middle. Base hit for Wren. So he gets himself on with his third single of the game. Throw comes in a little bit wide, but it's backed up by Connor Jones, the pitcher. 1 out base hit for Wren. That brings up Seth Beer. Nick Heath was on pretty solid pace to really have a good chance at setting a team record for the Naturals this year. But up in AAA, and would not think that he will return. So Khalil Lee, who's only 21 years old, and in all likelihood slated to spend the whole year in Northwest in AA ball. Let's see if he can pass his teammate. Here's a strike in there, 0-1 the count for Beer, the powerful left-handed batter who drove a solo home run the opposite way to left field back in the 6th. That was number 14 on the year for Beer, his 50th run batted in through just 61 AA games. Over shift right side, a runner takes off and it's scorched foul. Up on top of the Expedia Redbird Roost, third base out of the ballpark, so the count 0-2 for Beer. And trotting back over to first base is Wren. Hooks are indeed trying to use that running game to get Wren into scoring position, or at least get him a head start and have Beer put it in play. All three outfielders are way back deep. Turner is about 3 feet in front of the warning track out in right field. Jones spins and fires to first base, stepping back over his Beer. Tied up at 5 runs apiece here in the top of the 9th inning late on this Sunday night. Just passing by the 9 o'clock hour here in downtown Springfield. Connor comes set at the letters. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Beer. Jones blows him away. And it's a big second out here in the 9th inning. So the first strikeout for Connor Jones today. Getting Beer to go up after a fastball riding up and outside. With 2 down, the batter is Lorenzo Quintana. Quintana 1 for 4, a double. And a big run in the 8th inning as he bounces a breaking ball foul right back up against the backstop. Strike 1. Quintana reached to open up that 8th inning on the strikeout wild pitch combo. Ended up working around to third on the double by Shaver. Then they both scored on the game-tying 2-run, 2-base hit by Chucky Robinson. Time granted right as Jones was about to throw. No doubles alignment out there. Deep in the outfield. Gonzalez guarding third. Right on the line over there. Kirtley holds on. Wren at first base. 0-1 pitch. Bins on the inside edge. And it is strike 2. Quintana didn't like the call. He also didn't like that he was mistakenly punched out on strike 2. So he gets a moment to take a walk around the right-handed batter's box. And now Connor looking for the real punch out. 0-2. Swinging a fly ball, center field. Carlson charging in. He gets there on the fly. Dylan Carlson runs it down in center field. And the lineout wraps up a scoreless top of the ninth inning, keeping it tied at 5 with the Cardinals looking for the walk-off next on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Bottom of the ninth inning at Hammons Field. It's a 5-5 tie on this Sunday night. And it's Lars Nootbaar, Raider Ascanio, and Irving Lopez coming up for the Cardinals. They have 8 walk-offs already this year. And they're swinging away against the right-hander Willie Collado, who's back out there for his 4th inning on the mound. Collado's first to Nootbaar. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Over shift, right side of the infield. Only Shaver remains at third. Outfield just about standard. 0-1 for Lars. Bins on the outside edge. Tough breaking ball by Collado. 21-year-old out of the Dominican Republic who has really thrown some good relief work tonight. He's given up 1 hit. Misses outside with a near backdoor breaking ball. 1-2. Nootbaar's had another good day in that batter's box. 2 for 3 today with a couple of base hits. 1-2 pitch by Collado. Popped a mile high. Third base side. Up the line is the catcher Robinson, and he can't make the grab. It falls on the infield. Nootbaar starts off the 9th inning, getting himself on base, and it's going to be a single for Lars. Well, that overshift backfiring a little bit because it slid the third baseman Shaver so far away from that side of the field. And then it was between the pitcher, who you never really want to field that ball, or the catcher Robinson, who had to kind of try to bring it in over the shoulder going up the line. So that is the 3rd hit of the night for Lars Nootbaar. Cardinals have the potential winning run on base. Double play depth up the middle. Here is Raider Ascanio. Shaver shallow at third. Raider squares, bunts it right in front of the plate. It's a fair ball. Robinson fires to second for 1. On to first, not in time. It pulled Beer off the bag, so no double play. But no sacrifice either, as Ascanio's bunt just didn't get very far away. And they get Nootbaar at second base.
A lot of action going on right there. First of all, Robinson immediately picking that ball up to keep it fair, knowing that he would have a chance to get the play at second, but he threw it short hopped on Duarte, who made a magnificent snag at second base, and even to get a turn throw away was impressive.
Here's Irving Lopez. Ascanio at first. Pitch to Irving. Bins in there for strike 1. Lopez is no stranger to these scenarios. He provided a pair of walk-off hits in that first homestand alone. Both of them were home runs. As the 0-1 comes in and hits him here, a breaking ball that slid right in and got him on the leg. So Irving is hit by the pitch. That moves Ascanio down to second. And he does represent the potential winning run with Zach Kirtley coming up. Zach also with 2 walk-off hits, 2 singles that have ended ball games.
Right off just above the left knee. Had to hurt.
So Kirtley ready on the right side. It's his first at bat. He came in the 8th inning as a defensive sub. 2 on, 1 down, bottom of the 9th. The pitch is in for a strike. A good fastball by Collado. This game is tied at 5 at Hammons Field. Potentially a base hit away from the win. Outfield is as shallow as they can play. They're going to be firing home on a single by Kirtley. Double play depth on the infield. 0-1 pitch. Taken on the inside edge. A good breaking ball. 0-2. Kirtley picked up his first walk-off base hit on June 13th. That was in the 11th inning against Midland. And then ended the game on June 28th with a 10th inning base hit against Northwest Arkansas. 0-2 from Collado, taken outside by Zach for ball number 1. In Double-A ball, Kirtley's batting .246, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. A 22-year-old out of Highland, California. Even stance right side, facing Willie Collado, who's in his 4th inning out there on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. That Collado breaking ball for another K. That is going to be the final pitch of Collado's evening as Omar Lopez, the skipper for the Hooks, pops out of the dugout. So a big strikeout to get Kirtley. Dylan Carlson is coming up and will be facing a new Corpus Christi pitcher. Collado has been out there for 3 2/3 innings. He's had 39 pitches, and he has been outstanding for the Hooks out of their bullpen tonight. 2 on, 2 down, bottom of the 9th inning. It's tied at 5, and Dylan Carlson is coming up to try to end this ball game when we come back after a pitching change break on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network. Well, Mr. Oil Change Express pitching change in the bottom of the 9th inning here at Hammons Field. This ball game still tied at 5, but the Cardinals are threatening here. Raider Escanio represents the potential winning run. He's at second base. At first base is Irving Lopez. Dylan Carlson is coming up with 2 on and 2 down, and he's taken on a familiar face in a different uniform, though, than we're used to. It is the hard-throwing, big righty Andre Scrub, formerly of the Tulsa Drillers, just acquired by the Astros, and a trade that sent Tyler White over to L.A. So the Dodgers trading Scrub to the Astros, and they sent him here to Corpus Christi. He's appeared in 1 ball game for the Hooks so far, and it was a scoreless hit in this inning. He walked 1, he struck out 2. With Tulsa this year, 29 appearances, he went 6-1, a 2.45 ERA. Dylan Carlson has faced Scrub 3 times. He's got 1 hit, 1 walk. And the Cardinals as a team have hit .292 against Scrub, 14 out of 48. So a little history between this right-hander and this Cardinal lineup. Outfield is playing as shallow as they can. Escanio can move a little bit, but not necessarily a guarantee that Joe will try to send him on a single. 2 on, 2 down. Dylan is 1 for 4 today with a base hit back in the opening inning. Carlson steps in on the left-handed side, facing the right-hander Scrub. 6'4", 265 out of Woodbridge, Virginia. And his first pitch to Dylan, down and away for ball number 1. Raider got this going on a fielder's choice after Lars Nootbaar had singled on an infield pop-up. Irving Lopez then was hit by the pitch. That moved Ascanio to second. 1-0 for Carlson. Pins down and outside for ball number 2. It doesn't get tremendously easier with the man on deck, Jeriel Gonzalez, who's already powered 2 home runs out tonight. And has just been an RBI machine to start his AA career. Carlson hitting .289, 17 home runs, 53 runs batted in. 2-0 from Scrub. Swing and a grounder off the diving try of Beer. It caroms down the right field line. Ascanio scores. Dylan Carlson wins this game for the Cardinals. 6-5, walk-off number 9 for this Cardinals team. A game winner off the bat of Dylan Carlson, an RBI base hit. Beer with a diving try, got a piece of it. Carom down the right field line, and at that point, no doubt Ascanio was going to come on home. And the Cardinals with their 9th walk-off of the year, 6-5. And Nate, that was just about the only thing that Dylan hadn't done yet this year, and he could check that bingo box as well.
That's his first?
First walk-off for Carlson this year.
Well, this is unbelievable. I mean, 9 walk-offs. There are teams that go an entire season without 1. 9. And for the Cardinals to get this win is going to feel really good because they had a 5-1 lead. They watch it go away, and then they stay with it and battle through, and Carlson gives them that W.
6-5 the final tonight. Cardinals walk it off in the 9th. We'll tell you all about it next in the post-game recap on the Missouri Department of Conservation Cardinals Broadcast Network.